Hello, hello, hello. Posture check. Yeah, that's a good posture. Back feeling good, sitting up straight. Gay, gay, homosexual, gay. What is with these bots today? How do you already have 200 channel points? $300. Oh, I guess it gives you some to start with. Let me ban this bot real quick. The second one in like less than 5 minutes. All right. How we doing today? Having a good Tuesday? Getting a allotment every time you join a chat. Oh, I didn't know that. What was that like? Join like immediately at the start of the stream, like, or is it by join as in like your first time joining a chat? The glizzy throat goat. All right. You know what? Maybe I should probably increase the amount that lets you highlight a message. Start of the stream. Okay, gotcha. I didn't know that. So today we're going to be doing a special one-off stream. Final Fantasy XIV Online came out with the PS5 beta, as well as the latest patch 5.5 that adds more main story quests, lots of optional content. Penis 5 beta, okay. Can I edit that live? Can I like change that live? How many channel points you need? Show you the DualSense? Okay. Here is the DualSense. It's as it turns out, it has more sense than Dual. It has several senses. The vibration is actually, the haptic feedback is actually very good. Whenever I logged into Final Fantasy, the menu noise it made, there was haptic feedback to like match. It felt how that little menu noise sounded. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, I have a PS5 now. So we're playing Final Fantasy XIV on the PS5 beta that launched today. I do not play Final Fantasy XIV on controller. Good. Be in a Discord call. Cackle over me. Raise my engagement. Yeah, I don't play on controller, so it took me like an hour to set up my hotbar for one class. And it's probably not gonna, my gameplay is probably gonna suck because I haven't played the game in a few weeks. So I probably barely even remember my rotation. But yeah, let's get started. So, Unto the Breach. Mordona, okay. In that case, I do have a mouse, so I can click on things easier. Engage these nuts. Mr. Crusher. Engage these nuts. Look at that crunching. Is the game louder than I am? That's one thing I was worried about. Nah. Okay, cool. Right now, I'm playing using an old capture card that's only 1080p 60. Which means that my PS5 is running at 1080p 60, so I'm not getting the full experience. I've ordered a PCIe 4K 60 capture card that's going to plug right into my computer. That should make things a lot better. I get 1,000 booties. Can I request a video? Now you gotta go. That's on the You need to get the you need to get me to 1,000 Twitch subs for Balls Cam on OnlyFans. On the OnlyFans. In fact, let me, now that we're actually playing this, let me edit stream info. Final Fantasy 14 online. There we go. Should do media shares? What are media shares? Yeah. Get out of here. People can donate to have a video played or a song. I don't know about... that sounds like a lot of potentially copyright infringy stuff. I'm too worried about copyright infringement. For sure you get to see Q of them before they play. So my controller just vibrated at me when I jumped on this mount. Oh yeah, that's cool. Like when the wind blows against my mount, I could feel it on my controller. Edit it as you please. I'll look into it. I don't want to have too many like crazy stream features. Yeah, Verizon. I mean, yeah, do it. If it's something you want to do it. Yeah, I don't want to have too many like crazy stream features when I have one sub, you know? It just seems like trying a little too hard. What am I doing? I'm going the completely wrong way. Quest is in like the Rising Stones. Hello, Boots. Boots is here. Fortunately, my old stream brand would break Twitch TOS so fast my head would spin. And what, pray tell, would that be? Let's start maybe doing a pseudo VTuber thing with my online. I think that you could do very well with doing a VTuber thing. I really think you could. Advocating me through a piss. Oh boy. Yeah, that would probably break TOS. Hello, Alfino. In the face of this new draconic threat, we would indeed benefit from an Estinian's presence. Yet I cannot help but wonder how Kryl and Tataru intend to locate him. They certainly seem confident, however. Alize is waiting patiently for the return of certain scions, not least of all you. You just gotta drop the sprites and maybe get a launch pad for easy macro buttons. Yeah. I mean, the Stream Deck, it was a little pricey, but it would work great for that. You're gonna make me lose subscriber. My one subscriber. Good news, kitten. Thancred, I love it when they say my name, it's so fucking stupid. Thancred and Urianger have finished their tour of Garlemald and are on their way back here even as we speak. As we still haven't heard anything on the towers from the Alliance, I'm hoping they might be able to shed some light on things. They're due to arrive any moment now, so let's see what they have to say, eh? Yeah, okay. What if you subscribe? Do snub scribbles get special requests? I mean, you could put a message in your subscription thing. I'm not sure if it lets you do that for first month. Maybe it does. I mean, you'll get a sound effect. Boots, what are you doing? Just trying to get right in front of my monitor. Ah, a welcoming party. You needn't have gone to the trouble. From what I hear, you've been more than busy enough as it is. As a shareholder, I'll demand you do a funny dance. I mean, yeah, I guess if subs are shareholders and I'd be a majority shareholder, it'd be like I own 2/3, subs own 1/3, and you would own half of that 1/3. So that would be like what? A little over 15% ownership. Honestly, you might have waited for me to return before discovering a cure for tempering. As it is, I can't even pretend to have been involved. Oh, thank Rid. Well, if it's any consolation, I myself was little more than a spectator. The lion's share of the credit must go to Alizé, Graha, and Kitten. But I believe I speak for the rest of us when I say we are proud to have rendered what little assistance we could. As you will also have heard, though, it hasn't all been tales of triumph. Just as we were taking a step towards finally addressing the primal threat, a pile of fresh problems landed in our lap. Anyway, it's good to have you back, though I can't help noticing that we're one Urianger short of a scouting party. You haven't lost him, have you? Oh, I couldn't lose him if I tried, and I did try, repeatedly. But no, he decided to linger in Alamigo to apprise Raubon and the others of how the land lies in Garlemald. Then mayhap you would do the same for us. Indeed. It was just as Lise said. Worse, in fact. Devastation as far as the eye could see. Nerva in the third, however, were notable by their absence. Might they have met their end at the hand of Xenos and Fandaniel? Perhaps. Or perhaps they simply lost the will to fight. Oops. Getting right in the way there, buddy. You see, the capital has been plunged into a deathly silence, with one exception, the Imperial Palace. Yep, that was Booty. It was a busy place before the war, but it has grown busier still, with throngs of soldiers and civilians working their day and night to rebuild, or rather, transform it. Transform it? Into what? That is a difficult question to answer. The construction is vast and unsettling to behold, like something from a nightmare. According to Urianger, certain aspects of its design were clearly devised with the manipulation of ether in mind. Magitech, in other words. Yet, as unnerving as said edifice was, it was nothing next to the sight of its builders. They swarmed the place like so many insects working with nary a word exchanged between them. No one overseeing construction, no one barking orders. It was as if they were possessed, or tempered. We wanted to investigate more closely, but given our suspicions, it seemed wiser not to take the risk. If Fandaniel could bind Bahamut to his will, might he have done the same to the people of Garlemald? Whatever the truth may be, this information is certain to prove valuable. You have our thanks. Well, be sure to save some for Urianger, which reminds me I have a message from Alamigo. Raubon is hosting a meeting to discuss the latest findings on the towers, and he requested our presence. Then why not leave that to us? You must be weary from your mission. No, I'm fine. Those towers have been on my mind since I first spied one on the way back, and I'm keen to get to the bottom of this. In that case, I shall stay and begin looking into another matter, as I promised Kryl. We need not all attend. Very well. I suggest the rest of us make our way to Alamigo forthwith. The sooner we leave, the more time we will have to speak with Urianger before the meeting. Okay. Hey, Stola. If you are curious to know what I will be doing in your absence, let us speak of it another time. At present, Kryl and I have no more than a hypothesis. What does that mean? Yeah, let's go to Alamigo. For Alamigo! I hope there's more voice acting in this patch. The last one didn't have that much. I mean, it had enough in the most important bits. That. Whoa, look at all these fuckers. Holy shit. Okay. Let's start with... Let's just do a click. Let's do a clicky. Nope. Nope. I wonder if there have been any developments regarding the Amalja abductions. It can be no mere coincidence that the incidents began occurring just as the towers first appeared. The Royal Menagerie is still closed to civilians. Fan Daniel and his pets certainly left their mark. Although I was only in Revenant's Toll a short while, I did manage to squeeze in a brief drink with Flamine. Spring water only, it being a flying visit. Alright. I need to do that quest. I still need to do that quest. While we may safely assume that the Telophoroi are behind the works being carried out on the Imperial Palace, we can only guess at their purpose. Alright. Voiced cutscene? No. My friends, much and more have I heard of your travails in our absence. Heartened am I to see you all hale and whole. As are we to see you safely return from your mission, Urianger. I trust Thancred made you feel welcome? Well, well. It is an Alphino and his merry band. Is that Robowan? No, it's not Robowan. That one lad what done have the echo. Arenvold, whatever are you doing here? When we spoke via Link Pearl, you told me you'd be away on a mission. And who's to say this isn't part of it? But enough about that. It's good to see you looking so similar. I thought you'd have grown a bit taller after a whole year in another world, but apparently not. Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you. While my soul may be a year older, my body has hardly aged, as you are well aware. And may I remind you that we Elezen are known to be late bloomers, especially in terms of our height. Mark my words, the day will come when even a great Aurochs such as yourself will crane your neck to meet my eye. Alphina's gonna stay short forever. Aye, 'twas not until my 20th summer that I myself outgrew my boyish proportions, though Moonbreda towered over me nonetheless. Arenvold brings out the best in Alphino, doesn't he? They both seem so at ease in each other's company. It's almost endearing. So, what exactly brings you here? Oh, Fordola mostly. We need to go over a few things before we set out. Set out? Wait, does this have something to do with the towers? Eh? What gave you that impression? Actually, tell me later. You've got a meeting to go to. I'll see you afterwards, all right? What could that mean? Fordola. I can't do the voice. Take me back to me cell. If Fordola is going with him, that must mean... That must mean what? The echo is needed? My apologies. As Arenvold rightly pointed out, we have a meeting to attend. Let us be about it. My guess is that as people get close to the towers, it tempers them. Unless they've already said that. I can't remember.
Ere we begin, I would like to offer my gratitude to Master...
Oh, shit.
Full glad are we to have been of service. But verily, such
Skip
dangers
the line.
as we did encounter pale into insignificance next to those faced by our comrades. An Ascian, armed with the might of Bahamut, bent on bringing about the final days.
Theatrix. He sought only to make a show of the power at the Telophoroi's disposal. But since then we have seen no sign of this Fan Daniel or his worm. And while we've done what we can to bolster our defenses, there's no telling where he might strike next.
Whenever and wherever it may be, we must use the intervening time to learn more of our enemy. 'Twas with this in mind that we dispatched scouts to investigate the towers.
Our advance party took longer than expected to return. And when they did, they tried to kill us.
Tempered.
Luckily, I'd seen that sort of thing before, and we were able to restrain them before they did any harm. Then it was just a matter of letting the Porksies do their work.
Are you saying they were tempered?
Once they'd come back to their senses, they told us everything they could. It seems that just as they were getting close to the tower, they heard an ear-splitting roar. And that was the last thing they remembered. But what worries me most is what they were saying right before they attacked. Glory be to Garlemald.
Oh boy.
The Tempered have heretofore ever been thralls to primal entities. Yet these hapless souls were compelled to accept a nation as the object of their devotion. This calleth into question all that we know of the condition.
Would that the unsettling news ended there. Alas, there is more. Following the earlier reports of missing Amalja, we have learnt that other beast tribes have suffered similar losses. And we now have reason to believe that the abductions are connected to the appearance of the towers. Our scouts sighted black-garbed figures leading shackled Ixal in the direction of the tower in Dravania.
Thank
The
you,
Temple Knights
Sucky
were able
Sock
to
Sucker
intercept
Suck.
them before they could reach their destination, liberating the Ixal and apprehending their captors, each of whom was found to be equipped with Garlean arms and armor.
So the Empire is the common thread.
With the support of Xenos, it seems likely that Fandaniel has rallied a faction of the splintered Garlean army to the banner of the Telophoroi.
Lord Hien reached the same conclusion when I shared our findings with Doma. The plan had been to march on Garlemald
Woter
from east
indeed.
and west in order to force a peace treaty. But the situation has changed. Dealing with the threat of the towers must come first. Given the nature of the enemy and the proven risk of tempering, I could think of few suitable candidates to aid in this task. But I am confident in my choice.
Fordola! Take me back to my cell. I'm Fordola. I'm from Alamigo.
Resistant to primal influence as they are, they can investigate the towers without fear of being turned.
We are glad to put our gifts to use, Commander.
Gifted or not, going behind enemy lines remains a perilous undertaking. But we must know more if we're to strike back at our foe. I'm counting on you.
If it would give us the upper hand, I'd do it 100 times over. We won't let you down.
That concludes the briefing. You two, make ready and join your escort.
Are you certain about this, Arenvold?
I am. Come on, let's talk outside.
Are they trying to, like, make you think he's gonna die or something?
He stinks, and I don't like him.
Donate $1 on your way to work tomorrow instead of sitting. What does that mean? Thank you for the donation, but what does that mean? It got cut off? Maybe I'll need to look into the settings to make sure it doesn't get cut off. Here, let me see if I can double check it. Don't worry. Oops, come on now, buddy. Any other time, but with this game, it's like dialogue box is right at the bottom. I made a transcript of a video and it got fucked. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, if you send a really ridiculously long message, then that's on you. Alright, let's go to recent events. Hey, on your way to work tomorrow, instead of sitting around with your finger up your ass, take a look around. There's a union out there. Oh, okay. I've seen this. I saw this video. They're busting their balls doing a lot of shit work you take for granted. For example, we pick up your fucking... I've seen... Yeah, I saw the video in the chat. Fat Chocobo? Yes. There is a Fat Chocobo mount for $30 on the Mog Station. Alright, let's go to alert box. Donation. Donator message setting. This should be fine. Let me go ahead and make the boots, buddy. Buddy, my boy. Yeah, that could be bigger. Bigger. A little computer. Yeah, maybe if I give him like a little PS5 to sit on. All right. Speak with Arenvald. Where is Arenvald? Oh God, there you are. Now that it's out in the open, I don't have to keep it under my proverbial hat anymore. He wants to play fantasy. He wants to be a catboy. Catman.
So you know, I've already gone through all the formalities at the Rising Stones. Made sure to inform Jamolva and Vmar at Ralga's Reach as well.
Does he join the Scions?
Arenvald, I admire your enthusiasm, but this is far more dangerous than anything you have done before.
I know the risks. And I also know what's in store if we don't stop Fandaniel from carrying out his plan.
Faithful Fandaniel.
With this power of mine, I can make a difference. If I stood idly by, I would regret it for the rest of my life.
Me life. Give him Boots butt pat. And Camule.
And you, Fordola? Is this what you want?
Fordola. Take me back to my cell.
What are you asking me for? It's not like I have any say in the matter.
Don't pretend. We both know Commander Eldin gave you a chance to refuse.
You try for Fordola, you gay bitch.
So the Empire's finished, is it? But that's what they're all saying. That the great and glorious Garlemald slit its own throat.
Interesting metaphor.
From out of its twitching carcass crawls the Telophoroi with bloody Xenos at its head!
Boob window. Oh my God.
I fought for Garlemald. Killed for Garlemald. What was I part of? I need to know. Whatever it is, I need to know.
Very well. If your hearts are set on this, I shall not stand in your way.
They announced that they're going to start upgrading textures in this game, which is very exciting. Truthfully, it's really what I wanted for a PS5 upgrade. Is that this game would start to get better textures, because in close-ups, some stuff just looks terrible. Bros! Two bros!
If you've finished with your touching display of camaraderie, I have a question. Which tower are you planning to investigate, exactly?
When you die in the game, you die in real life?
Well, the one in Girabani is said to be tightly guarded. It's patrol after patrol out there, apparently. We'd be spotted before we got anywhere near it. Which is why we've set our sights on the one in Pagalthan instead. There shouldn't be anything like as many Imperials to worry about down there.
Those tattoos are...
I doubt the local Amalja will look kindly on it if they catch you sneaking
a
around
reference
in their territory.
to a group that certain characters belong to in 1.0. So yes, they are in a gang.
But at least we won't lose our way.
What season of the anime is this? Well, if you count 1.0, it'd be
well,
the 5th.
Best not keep them waiting any longer.
Technically, it would be the
Mayhap when all of this is
6th
over,
season.
we could take another trip to Loxeld. I would have you know I've become a rather capable swimmer since our last visit.
Before or after they get hit with the Winnipeg.
Ha! I'll believe that when I see it. Though, to be fair, getting into deep water does seem to be a scion's lot in life. Take care, eh? It means a lot, you know. You coming with me.
I don't care what it means.
I'll still owe you for saving my skin, don't I? Can't return the favour if I'm not there.
I'm
I dare say
moody.
you'll get your chance before long.
I don't care.
Daniel sounds like a tricky customer. Too much for the likes of me, anyway.
If you could change your fate, would ye?
But we both know I'd just be another soldier if it weren't for my gift. And I need to be a damn sight more than that given what's coming. I realise I can't hold a candle to a hero like the Warrior of Light or
Hero.
Alphino, for that matter.
Alphino.
He might look like he's 12, but he's seen more action than most people see in a lifetime.
That's a dig.
No, the fact is I'm nothing like them, and maybe I never will be. But I'll be damned if I don't try. They're counting on me. On us.
Us.
So let's give it our all.
Right, so this is... somebody's gonna die.
He does not want for conviction. That much is certain. So let us have faith in him. Him and Fordola both.
There's my husband right there in the middle of the screen.
While they see to the towers, I
Cat
would
boy.
attend to another task. Chasing down this lunar Bahamut.
Bloody thing. Can you hear me? It's Tataru. I'm happy to say we've managed to
Purple.
find Estinian.
His clothes are blue.
And I'm sorry to say he went running off again the moment we told him about Bahamut. But he did mutter something about heading to Ishgard, so if you're quick, you might still be able to catch him.
No. That's blue. That's blue. Fact. Let me... Windows Shift C.
Even if we set out this instant, he may already have left by the time we arrive. Have her send the Bonanza to Ishgard. It may prove useful should we need to give chase.
Gladly. I'll see to it as soon as Kryle and I get back to the Rising Stones. Good luck.
While you go off on your dragoon hunt, Urianger and I will return to headquarters. We have much to tell the others.
I wish you every success in your search for our elusive friend. May we all meet again ere long.
I can't find a name for this hex code. Yeah. Why is he wearing a key? Which dweeb? Gonna make a joke, but I decided it was nasty. Go ahead, be a nasty. Oh, I completed a quest, so now it's gonna start unlocking all the trophies that were added to the game. Through the Maelstrom, trophy earned. All right, let's sit here and see how many trophies. This game didn't have trophies for any of the expansions, and they just added them for the PS5 version. And I guess finishing a quest triggers the check to see if you've earned it. That's 2.55. Oh no, that's a Stormblood trophy. Requiem for Heroes. Heaven's Word. As goes light, so goes darkness. That's a Heaven's Word patch. Gears of Change, another Heaven's Word patch. Soul Surrender, that's 3.3. Revenge of the Horde, no. I think that's 3.3. Yeah, that's 3.3. Stormblood. Far Edge of Fate Part 1, that's 2.5. The Legend Returns, that's 4.1. Rise of a New Sun, that's 4.2? 4.2, I think. Under the Moonlight, that's 4.3. Prelude in Violet, I think that's 4.4. Requiem for Heroes, 4.5. Shadowbringers, 5.0. These are all the anime arcs. Vows of Virtue, Deeds of Cruelty, 5.1. Echoes of a Fallen Star, that's 5.2. Reflection in Crystal, 5.3. Futures Rewritten, 5.4. No, this, yeah, 5.4. All right. It gave me a trophy for completing every patch. Instantly boost my PlayStation level. Alphino is keen to track down Astinian. So Astinian was bound for Ishgard. Whatever it is that brings him home, we must hope it will keep him there long enough for us to find him. Come, there is no time to lose. All right. Right next to the Aetheryte. That's not what I want. Do stop it. Guy with the big hat, they had a key necklace. I'm trying to remember a guy with a big hat. Was it a player character or a character in a cutscene? I've only visited Ishgard once before after the devastation of the 8th Umbral Calamity. To see the place in all its former, forgive me, in all its original glory is a tantalizing prospect indeed. Assuming we find him, this will be my first encounter with the famous Astinian, and if he's half the man Alphino claims, I fully expect to go weak at the knees. Perhaps do a bit of fainting while I'm at it. Wow, she is such a dick to her brother. All present? Good. Let us split up and search for Astinian. Since we're relatively new to this place, Graha and I will look around the open spaces, the squares and markets and whatnot. You and Kitten can delve into the nooks and crannies. Very well. Let us reconvene at the airship landing later, with or without a Stydian. Good luck. I gotta find a Stydian. Dragoon man. I think I shall begin at the Skysteel Manufactory, so perhaps you could try the congregation? Lucia may well have heard news of our friend's return. Okay. That sounds good. Congregation of our Knights Most Heavenly. Good day to you, Warrior of Light. Lord Emmerich sent word that you would be attending the meeting in Alamigo, so I gather you have not come in search of him. To what then do we owe the pleasure of your visit? I see. No, we were not aware Saracenian had returned to Ishgard, but as I expect you remember, he is wont to come and go as he pleases. Mayhap he came seeking an audience with Lord Emmerich, only to find him absent. In any event, I am afraid I cannot help you. Perhaps one of your companions has fared better. Ooh, okay. Speak with Alizé at the airship landing. Where's the airship landing again? Right next to the plaza, right? No! Quite not there. Right. The Athenium Astrologicum. Okay, we got a Hrothgar that looks like a sexy flight attendant. Cool. Pink airship.
No sign of him. Not that I've ever met him before, but the way Alphino goes on about him, I'm fairly sure I could pick him out in a crowd.
Speaking of which, it does seem awfully quiet. If the erstwhile Azure Dragoon had returned to Ishgard, would it not be a source of general excitement?
My husband. Oh, there he is.
First the Scion's Coinkeeper, and now you. I'm beginning to think these meetings are more than mere coincidence.
Oh, Estinian. Hush.
Not that I'm complaining. It's been too long.
Oh no, is he gonna mistake her for Alphino?
Too long.
They're still making this joke?
You're taller and twice as rugged. It suits you, Alphino.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Quieter, though. Have you been giving him lessons on how to be the strong, silent type?
I'm very surprised they're still doing this joke.
I am not Alphino! If the two of you are such firm friends, perhaps you should remember what he looks like. And what do you mean, rugged?
Oh my.
Ugh! Had my brother mentioned what an oaf you are, I'd never have bothered looking for you in the first place.
Estinian Wormblood, the Azure Dragoon. He who fought and felled the dread worm Nidhogg at the Warrior of Light's side. To To think the day would come when I should see this
Oh
living
my-
legend with my own eyes.
Oh my god, he's such a bottom.
Would someone mind explaining what is going on?
Is everything all right? I thought I heard Alize shouting. Estinian! It's been too long.
Oh boy.
No, it's quite understandable. That was hardly the first time we've been confused for one another. Nor, I suspect, will it be the last.
Just the AC in here, it's a little hot.
I, for one, will not be making that mistake again.
Good.
What I will say, for the second time today, is that you've grown. Inside and out. I can tell.
One can't remain a spoiled little lordling forever, you know.
At least someone's having a good time. You know, when we were growing up, Alphino would never befriend other boys because he couldn't stand the thought of not being in charge.
Makes sense.
But maybe that's changed. He seems just as happy around Estinian as he does Arenvald.
Perhaps he sees them as the brothers he never had. No, that's a terrible option. I think he learned how to talk with people rather than at them. Well, you can't keep them all to yourself forever. I like the second option. Second option makes sense.
I wouldn't be so sure. He still loves nothing better than the sound of his own voice.
No rest for the righteous, eh? Speaking of which, I was just on my way to borrow an airship to take me to Azisla.
Azisla? How could I forget? The dragon with whom Bahamut shared the deepest of bonds.
Ice? No. Tiamat.
Aye, Tiamat, his mate. Even now she remains imprisoned on Azisla, though her remorse binds her faster than any shackle.
I see. As the one who first summoned Bahamut, you believe she may be able to shine some light on his latest incarnation.
Might I suggest that we make the journey to Azisla together? I'm not sure.
I can't wait until 6.0 when they add the dating sim so I can
See no reason
go
why
on a
not.
date.
Assuming your
With
sister
Grahatia.
can bear the thought of sharing a deck with me.
Be my guest. But confuse me with Alphino again and I'll throw you overboard.
Stone cold bitch. Stone cold bitch, Alice.
I don't know who he thinks he is, but he's nothing like Alphino painted him to be.
I will admit, he is not exactly as I imagined him either. Based on what I had read of the man, I think I was expecting someone a little less blunt.
The gang's all here. Whoa. Alright. Teleport us right there then. Not to complain, but I didn't expect to find myself here again quite so soon. So this is the Delta Quadrant, where countless dragons yet lie imprisoned, the great Tiamat among them. Tiamat summoned Bahamut once before. She may have again, willfully or no. It has been quite some time since last I set foot in Azisla, but I understand the three of you were here rather more recently. I don't suppose you chanced to meet with Tiamat during your visit. Alas not. We had no cause to set foot here in the Delta Quadrant, but I have studied the relevant records, which is not to say I wouldn't appreciate a first-hand account of your dealings with her. Well then, Ethan is the person to ask. As far as I know, he's the only one of us to have met Tiamat face to face. Aye. Yeah. Even now, she remains a prisoner of the Elegant Empire. Wouldn't say the second option makes a lot of sense. She wasn't that combative. Ever since the end of the war with Mericidia, yes. I've been held captive for so long. I too have met with Tiamat. After the Dragon Song War came to a close, I came here to speak with her. A worm who had fought her own war against man in another age. I wished to know if she had yet harbored thoughts of vengeance, and asked as much. She said no. My hatred for your kind was extinguished long ago. But the guilt she feels for resurrecting Bahamut burns on undimmed. It torments her, even now. I see. Then your original reason for coming here was out of concern that Tiamat had been forced to summon Bahamut. Nidhogg is a part of me. I feel his emotions as my own. And I know that he would not allow his sister to be made a tool of evil. In his absence, it falls to me to watch over her. Yeah, okay. Alright, chat. Here's what we got. We got some pizza. We got some mist spinach quiche. Or Twilight Popoto salad. Or we can take the gold. What are we taking? We taking the quiche? We taking the salad? The golden pizza. A simple but satisfying dish of thinly worked dough topped with tomatoes and cheese, baked in a wood-fired oven until crispy. Strange to think about pizzas existing in this universe. Okay. The Azure Dragoons of history were the mortal enemies of the dragons, yet now they would be hard-pressed to find a soul who understood them better. Oh, hello, Ozma. Our grandfather sacrificed everything to protect the realm from Bahamut. We must be prepared to do the same. It was the Ascians who taught Tiamat the secrets of summoning, even as they supplied the Alligans with the means to capture primals. So much suffering, all of it by design. Right. Estinian is ready to lead the way to Tiamat. Tiamat awaits. This way. No wonder it was lagging. Resigned to her fate though she may be, I cannot help but feel that we may be able to help Tiamat. Would she only let us? So this is one of the 7 great worms. Even thus confined, her presence is overwhelming. I think that man is responsible for all this, and so much else that dragonkind has suffered. Where's the designated location? There we are. Oh, more Walter. You're gonna make me drink so much water, at least follow me, gosh. My sire's mortal companion would bringeth thee back to this forsaken place, child of man. Oh, you're subbed? When did you sub?
It's plain she knows naught of recent events. Perhaps you should enlighten her.
If you subbed, it didn't tick up my sub counter. Is it broken? Thank you for subbing. That my sin should be repeated. I sensed not the faintest stirring. As to who could have called him forth, I know of none save the dragons of Mericidia, our children. Oops, accidentally skipped her line. Yeah, fine, not reading it.
I've seen it with my own eyes. Captives of a lost empire, neither alive nor dead, existing only to preserve Bahamut's corporeal
Very
form.
cool that they reference that. I wonder if I would have gotten that dialogue if I hadn't have done the raid.
Your children's pain means nothing to them. They laugh at your kind suffering. But tears will not right this wrong, nor will lamentation see the perpetrators punished.
Estinian angry boy.
Behavior befitting a great worm. We came here to ask mighty Tiamat of the First Brood, consort of Bahamut, mother of the dragons of Mericidia, what she intends to do about the crimes committed against her children.
Santalan infan antosk, Gaush rent on. Ale o esk an in, ale kum ak in.
You too were exposed to his influence. That you are yet in possession of your own will is testament to the indomitable strength of your soul. But were you to meet with Bahamut again, you fear you might succumb.
Es snoska dramon kin, nestra in, illes I, nesh an, and ala. Unnamik, nalstra ul an, antal an, smon, tahi an.
Lanky. Hold it around the feet.
On the matter of Bahamut's influence, at least, I believe we can be of some assistance. If you're afraid of being enthralled, don't be. We have a cure. And while we've never tried it on one such as you, its basic principles are universal.
After 10 years, we have a cure to this problem that's been driving our MMO story.
There is no future for those bound to the past. That you committed a terrible sin, I do not dispute. But if you feel remorse, you may yet make amends. We offer you that chance. Take it, or you will forever remain a prisoner, not of these cruel shackles, but of your own guilt.
Some crazy dry eye. Crazy dry eye a lot lately. But only in like one eye. I don't think it's allergies. Alright. We're gonna release Tiamat from her prison. Am I going to be able to get a mount version of this dragon? Speak with Grahatia. Speak with your boyfriend. That's what the text says. Speak with your man. It would seem she still has some pride after all. Let's see if she's as good as her word. It won't make up for what she suffered at the hands of men, but if there's a chance we can free her, truly free her, we owe it to her to try. No, I want to talk to Alphino. I confess, my heart was in my throat when Estinian thought to berate her, but it appears to have had the desired effect. While Porksies have been shown to be effective in curing the tempered, Tiamat must be considered a special case. She is far, far larger and immeasurably more powerful than any subject treated thus far. Were we to remove her restraints only to find that the process had failed, we would be hard-pressed to contain her. Then, before going ahead, we should learn as much as we can about the exact nature of her condition. Do you suppose we can find that information here? Why, yes, we can. We can indeed. The Oligans kept detailed records on all of their notable captives, and I know exactly where to look. We shall leave that to you, then. In the meantime, the rest of us can turn our thoughts to the removal of those shackles. Probably like a terminal somewhere that would do it, right? I know Alphino and Kitten here well enough, but not you. Are you certain you're ready to see this through? Rest assured, Sir Estinian, that I am both ready and willing to give my all for the sake of this star, though that is not my only reason for wanting to set Tiamat free. While I do not claim to know all of her sorrows, I too once found myself in a prison of despair, and I well understand how hard it can be to dare to dream of escape. It took the encouragement of braver souls than I am to make me take the first step toward a brighter future, and now I would help Tiamat do the same. I gather you are not as young as you look. Hundreds of years old! Mayhap when our work is done, we could trade tales over a pot of Tartaru's famous tea. And be indebted to her for the leaves in hot water? I think not. I see. Returning swiftly to the task at hand, then. I believe the nodes governing Tiamat's restraints are located in the sector known as the Flagship. Ah yes, we are familiar with it. The Etherochemical Research Facility in particular. Oh, you may wish to take this. A spirit vessel containing a small amount of my blood. Kinky. Which you just happen to be carrying around with you. I suppose that could seem rather odd. To explain, Rambrose Arianger and I are researching the use of spirit vessels and the transference not only of memories, but the traits of certain bloodlines, and so I keep one at the ready should an opportunity to test our theories arise. As for its use to you, you may recall that during our previous visit, the nodes here granted access to restricted functions, having identified me as being of royal blood. And armed with that spirit vessel, I posit that they will do the same for you, even in the absence of, well, the rest of me. It seemed worth a try, at least. Agreed. We will take good care of it. To the flagship, then. Ooh, Boots getting a good scritch. Oh, could you actually hear him? Or are you sure it wasn't just me meowing at him? Boots of the Year. BOTY Boots of the Year Award. Oh, hello. A lot less player characters here. I would rather leave these elegant contraptions to you and Alphino. Let us split up and search the flagship for the node that controls Tiamat's restraints. But should you find a likely candidate, do not be tempted to make any adjustments. It would not do to accidentally release some manner of experimental monstrosity, nor less Tiamat herself in her current state. Our objective at this stage is simply to identify the relevant node or nodes. Once we have learned what we can, we should reconvene and compare notes prior to proceeding. Yes, there is a enchanted bed mount. The car is the car from Final Fantasy 15, and this motorcycle is Cloud's motorcycle from 7. This game is apeshit. Yes, it is. But in a very good way. I want the enchanted bed. I think you have to craft it. Or you could probably buy it off the market board for millions of gil. Millions. These nodes, or whatever it is you call them, why do they quiver so? I don't know. Why do you quiver, Estinian? Malodorous node. Bzzzt. Friction between metallic components detected. Temperature increasing to critical levels. Please replace damaged parts or retreat to a safe distance. Bzzzt. Going to explode? Slurp. Obstreperous node. A data link with Delta Quadrant broken. Possible cause, intruder interference. Advise deployment of automated combat units. Proceed. Power we hold is immense. So you think. Clamorous node. Warning. Scheduled dragon restraint maintenance due in negative 2,020 years. Failure to verify system integrity may result in unscheduled specimen release. Infernal things. One of them sent a swarm of mechanical vilekin to plague me. I must have angered it. Or you're just an idiot. I'm afraid Estinian and I have little to show for our efforts. Did you find anything? I did. A node which smelled like burned hair. Yes, a chirruping node which spontaneously warned me about neglecting the dragon restraints. I found a way to activate mechanical sentries, if that's any help, or no. To The one about dragon restraints. Spontaneously, you say? Well, that does sound promising. Almost suspiciously so, in fact. But then you were in possession of the spirit vessel. I dare say it is indeed the node of which Graha spoke. And it was chirruping, you say? Very well. Let us take a closer look. How did the Elegans tell these gods-forsaken things apart? As I suspected, the node will not acknowledge my authority to issue it instructions. Bloop. Do you wish to operate the dragon restraint mechanisms? Bloop, bloop. You do not have the requisite access privileges. Operation of the dragon restraint mechanisms may only be undertaken by the chief technologist and members of the royal family. Or those with a vessel of royal blood, perhaps. Field Trial Spirit Vessel. One never knows when a small portion of royal Allegan blood might come in handy, which is why Grahatia keeps his vessel about his person. New user detected. Commencing biometric authentication. Bloop. Authentication complete. User identified as member of the royal family. Please state your name. Kitten Clinic, Alphino, Leviur, Estinian Warmblood. I'm gonna say Alphino. Alphino, Leviur in it. But that's just confusing. Amusing as you may find my name, I must ask that you use Kitten Clinic, please. Boop. Username changed. Welcome, Kitten Clinic. You may operate the dragon restraint mechanisms when ready. I'm going to look over and read some of the messages because Boots is, like, lying right there in front of my monitor. Bloop, bloop. Error. Unable to disengage restraints. Restraints of the specimen Tiamat. A system update is required. A system update? What do you suppose it is asking of us? I could hazard a guess. Well, that's more than I can say. Confounded bloody thing. Even fantasy computers update at the worst times, indeed. In fact, speaking of updating, let me... all widget. Goal. I like manually tick the goal up. Oh, I think I know how to do that. I have 2 subs now, not 1. Do a test sub.
How can you sit there and eat pizza?
There we go. Let me make sure that those alerts are turned on. Enabled. Docs, you must have subbed before the stream started. Seems to be working. Oh, you did. Okay. That's why. Well, that's more than I can say. Confounded bloody thing. Well, I appreciate you subbing. User agitation detected. Initiating guidance program. Bloop. In order to operate the restraint mechanism, I require access to the central control system. However, I am unable to establish a link to said system due to the obsolescence of my own software. This issue can be resolved by applying a system update using the corresponding terminal located within the flagship. So can this thing release the restraints or not? It can, but only once it has received the requisite system update, as far as I can tell. A until which time it'll float there spewing nonsense. User dissatisfaction detected. Initiating placation protocols. Bloop. I am here to help. Rest assured that I will be on hand to guide you through every step of the system update process. How gratifying. But I dare say we will fare better with guidance than without it. Yeah. Whatever you say, Alfie. I don't know what possessed the Elegans to surround themselves with those shattering orbs, but the fact that they remain while their creators do not speaks volumes. Sid and his colleagues always make operating these elegant devices seem so easy. Hey Cam, guess what? The restrainment node stands poised to lend a hand, figuratively speaking. Bloop. Guiding user to terminal. This way, please. Don't look at me. This is a task for you and Alphino. This terminal appears to be similar to the one we encountered when we first set foot here. Let us hope it will be equally helpful. Bloop. Access granted to user Kitan Clinic and his adolescent Elysian companion. Master Clinic's other companion is deemed a potential risk to safe operation and has been denied access privileges until further notice. Let's see. According to the terminal, the central control system is presently employing software version 56.135. Dare I ask which version you are employing? Why, software version 42.002, of course. Bloop bloop. Warning. Errors detected in the data management system. Estimated time required for update, 5 years, 1 day. That's a lot. That is, rather longer than we were hoping. Aren't there any other options? For instance, using this terminal to operate Tiamat's restraints instead. Bloop. The proposed method is indeed an option. Please be warned, however, that the procedure may have changed as a result of the system update, and my instructions may no longer be accurate. Well, I can't imagine it will have changed all that much. As long as we pay due attention to any discrepancies, I dare say we shall be able to muddle our way through. Don't bother trying to explain, just tell me if we've made any progress. I would say so, yes. It does, however, require that I remain here to operate the terminal. I shall inform you via link pearl once I am ready to release the shackles. It might be best if you left the spirit vessel with me. I may yet have use for it. Rest assured, I will be certain to return it to Grahatia once this is over. He's gotta drink the blood. Just a little more work and Tiamat will be free. But before we go any further, there is something I would know. When Tiamat and her kin fought against the Elegant Empire, both sides were but dancing to the tune of the Asians. And it was the same in Ishgard, where they stoked the fires of conflict between man and dragon from the shadows. All that the Asians touch turns to ash, and thus have you made it your mission to fight them. But there have been times when you tried to reach out to them instead, to find common ground. So I must ask, what do you intend to do with Fandaniel? Will you try and reach out to him too? Enemy or no, I want to understand him. I will try, yes, and if that fails, I'll remember him. And if that fails, I'll remember him. Certainly, after I've wiped the smile off his face. I like the second one. I see little point in reasoning with the wretch, or remembering him for that matter. But perhaps that's the difference between you and me. You see the good in people, even if it be but the faintest glimmer. I only hope you do not come to rue your benevolence. You think us unwise for viewing the world less? Far from it. That has ever been your way, as I learned when we journeyed together with Iceheart. Yet the fact remains that there are some who view compassion as a weakness to be exploited, and there may come a time when you extend the hand of friendship, only to wish that you had dealt the killing blow. So, save your mercy for those who deserve it. Well, we should be getting back to our task. If Alphino has things in hand here, I suggest we rejoin the others. Bloop, bloop. Warning. Releasing dragon restraints may result in specimen loss, damage to facilities, and incineration of staff. I cannot deny the logic in Estinian's argument. Given all that is at stake, even the slightest lapse in judgment could be the undoing of us all. Yeah, right? Water looks a little weird from up here. So the spirit vessel proved useful after all. Excellent. Stinian told me all is well, but nothing more. Honestly, it's like getting blood out of a stone with him. I take it from Alphino's absence that he's needed elsewhere? Yeah. He's doing the shit with the fucking terminal. Well, that all sounds rather frustrating, but you got there in the end. While you were off talking to nodes, Graha and I were learning as much as we could about Tiamat's condition. Our readings confirm that her ethereal balance leans strongly towards the umbral, as was the case with the kobolds. Therefore, all other things being equal, the treatment should work. The difficulty lies in the sheer quantity of ether with which we must contend. Multiple applications of the treatment will inevitably be required if we are to reverse the effects of the tempering completely. Meaning I'll need all the ether I can get. Thank you in advance. Although this endeavor will ask much of us, we do have one reason to be optimistic. Namely that Tiamat shows no signs of fanatical devotion, suggesting a milder case of tempering than that suffered by the kobolds. Tiamat saw Bahamut as an equal rather than a god. Might that have made a difference? Now that you mention it, it very well might. She would not have believed it necessary to defer to his will. But enough talk. It's time to put our theories to the proof. Tell Alphino to disengage the restraints' ethereal dampers. I'm counting on you, Angelo. Ah, such warmth. The frost that shroudeth my soul doth begin to thaw. But what are these? Visions of days long forgotten, of war with men of Alag. Wherefore do such baleful memories return to me now? Could it be that the process of restoring her soul to its pre-tempered state is awakening ancient memories? Or might the opposite be true? If so, by helping her to recall the past, we may be able to speed her recovery. Kitten, she trusts you. Speak to her. Ask her to tell you of times past. Okay. Tell me of Bahamut and the Ascians. Tell me of your war with the men of Alec. What am I more curious about? Tell me of the war. Wicked, bloodthirsty creatures, not content with their own lands. They brought fire and death to Mericidia, our home. Cool. The tale began when Bahamut and I left our father's side. We took wing in search of a place to make our eyrie. Beyond the southern ocean, we discovered a lush and fertile land. It would come to be known as Mericidia by the children of men, though many years were to pass before they crossed the seas. Upon our arrival, we were welcomed by the peaceful people of the forest, kin to the trees. Surrounded by nature's bounty, Bahamut and I had found a place to raise our young. Fascinating. This correlates with the writings of the Charlayan scholar Rurusha. She posits that man first settled on the southern continent towards the end of the Second Astral Era. Correctly, it would appear. If only she were with us to hear the tale from Tiamat herself. Again, Angelo. When first the children of man arrived on our shores, no foot did they set in those places over which we held dominion. Such was their fear of dragonkind, and as they kept their distance, so did we let them be. I already did. Oh, another sip. Yet as the days went by, ship after ship appeared upon the horizon, bearing ever more of their brethren, who divided the vast land amongst themselves. For a time they knew peace and prosperity, but as their numbers grew, the smaller their share came to seem, and soon they began to covet the territory of their fellows. Ere long, man fought man, blood was answered with blood, and none could see an end to the strife, until, one day, they came to us. Recognizing our wisdom, they entreated us to intercede in their conflicts. Bahamut agreed, and with him presiding over the affairs of men, the land knew peace once more. Alas, those golden days of harmony too were fated to end, for the men of Alex slew my beloved, and I, in my rage and sorrow, heeded the envenomed words of the Ascians. The rest thou knowest only too well. But your tale doesn't have to end there. When you are free, we'll rid the world of the Ascians together, and you and your beloved will have justice. Puff, puff, out of breath. Fine sentiments, but you're almost spent. I'll keep watch from above. If the treatment fails, run. Thanks for the vote of confidence. I swear when this is over. Keep going, Alize. The magic is working. Slowly but surely the magic is working, aided no doubt by the memories you bade her share. Stinian around here somewhere? There he is. The girl is as stubborn as her brother. By now her ether must be all but spent, yet she will not give up. Well, I knew this wasn't going to be easy. No patient could have prepared me for treating a great worm. But we're close. I can feel it. And while I've only got a few more drops of ether left to give, with yours and Graha's, this will work. Then I believe I speak for both of us when I say that you may take as much as you require. Careful, I might hold you to that. All right, here I go.
go! I'm almost there!
Here, take a sippy of my life juice. / hydrate.
This is it, Angelo!
Es ließ an. Nick es die.
Did it work?
We won't know for certain until the shackles are removed.
Tosk in Santal Ankin in way.
Many have been subjected to the Allagan's dark arts, their flesh irrevocably altered. For such tortured souls, I fear there can be no salvation.
Ankin. Slosk an all folkel an. Slosk seth som in an. Afferten. Mon ud. One ein. Lis an. Do ud an.
When that time comes, you won't be alone. We'll stand by you.
She's in an enemy.
Alphino's ready. It's time.
Right, what's gonna happen?
Do it. And let's hope the treatment worked as it should.
Mahmud an Ul Jas. Ul Asa. Vesk an.
By the gods!
This has been like 3 expansions coming. That's crazy.
Urionje, your timing could not be better.
Uh-oh.
Understood, we're on our way.
What's wrong?
It's Bahamut. He's been sighted over Pagalthan.
Pagalthan. That's the new dungeon.
He flies for the largest Amalja settlement in the region, at the head of a vast host, including dragons.
Happened a little bit faster than I thought.
Did you hear all that, Alphino? You'd best rejoin your comrades. I'll make my own way. Our enemy awaits. Shall we?
He's so cool. I'll be fine. Plenty of time to recover on the airship. While I'm sure you're desperate to join Estinian and Tiamat in battle, it would be wiser to gather the full strength of the Scions first. The foe we face demands no less. Alright, what do we want? Smoked chicken, pineapple salad, broad bean curry. What do we want? What do we want, chat? Or we could take the money. Smoked chicken, pineapple salad, broad bean curry. Pineapple salad it is. With Lunar Bahamut bound for Paglathia, I already forgot what the word was. Brahatia is determined to call upon the aid of your fellow Scions. I've already sent word to the others. We are to rendezvous in Uldal at the Hall of Flames. Let us collect Alphino and be on our way. Blame me. I am the official charged with the bestowal of sanction status upon those of the rank of... Okay. That's actually just a regular entity. First the spat of abductions, and now an attack on the Amalja homeland. What did Telophoroi aim to achieve with all of this? If you're worried about me, don't be. I got some rest during the flight, and now I feel ready for anything. As I'm sure you recall, Arenvald and Fordola were bound for Paglathan. I pray they have not come to any harm. By happy coincidence, Kryl and I were in the process of concluding our inquiries when news reached us of the Lunar Bahamut's return. There's much to discuss, but it will have to wait. Of the foe we face, we know but little. Though time be of the essence, we must not stint in our preparations, lest our haste to fly to the aid of the Amalja cost us our best chance of recovery. Now, I know some of you could do with a rest, but I'm sorry to say the Telophoroi have other plans. Paglathan is already under siege. Grr, I'm mad. Happily, the Immortal Flames arrived just in time to join the defensive effort, with Marshal Tarapin at their head. Pippin. Well now, given the failure of the peace negotiations, I was uncertain how the Sultanate would respond. It's good to hear that Uldal has not abandoned the Amalja. Abandon them? Did we not profess to be their friends? It's the Sultana! Your Grace! Marshal Tarapin had made provisions for such an exigency and was ready to depart at a moment's notice. All that was required was the agreement of the Syndicate, each of whom voted in favor of intervention. Nor is Uldal alone in its resolve. The other Alliance nations have likewise dispatched their troops to Yet even with our combined strength, we shall be sorely tested, for we face not only the might of an Imperial Legion, but Lunar Bahamut and his draconic horde besides. Tiamat's children. Fight as we may, victory is by no means assured, but not all of the omens are grim. Our forces report that despite their proximity to Lunar Bahamut, none of the Amaljas show any signs of tempering. Strange. What primal would turn down a chance to claim new thralls? Unless it is incapable of doing so. Primals are not wont to serve a master, Ascian or otherwise. It may well be that Lunar Bahamut differs in some fundamental manner from those we have previously encountered. If that were true, anyone could fight him, and Kitten and others like him wouldn't have to shoulder the burden alone. Be that as it may, Lunar Bahamut remains an incalculably powerful foe whom our soldiers will struggle to best through mere force of arms. With the aid of these scions, however, I believe they will fare rather better, assuming, that is, you are ready to take the field. An airship awaits to bear you to the front. Pray set forth as soon as you are able. Okay. I, meanwhile, shall continue to coordinate our forces. Till next we meet, may the 12 bless and keep you. It was kind of her to speak with us personally. You may be certain she has no shortage of other responsibilities. Well, I, for one, am inclined to do as her grace requests. Lest we forget, Arnvald and Fordola are in Paglathan on reconnaissance. The sooner we save the day, the better their chances. Indeed. To the airship, then. Speak with Thinkred. You're the Immortal Flames pilot at the airship landing in Ul'dah. As soon as I unlock the dungeon, I'm going to take a break, get some chips in my belly, and get more water because no doubt y'all are itching to hit that hydrate button more. Water. No more. No more water. Gotta wait until break. Lest thou wonder, I have attended to Thancred's ammunition and completed my own preparations. I trust thou canst say the same of thine. Masippy, Cam to sip. You think Estinian and Tiamat have already reached Paglathan? But I should know better than to speculate on the whereabouts of the Azure Dragoon. Forgive me. Try as I might, I cannot fathom why the Tolophoroi would move to attack the Amalja. If Van Daniel's objective is death and destruction, one of the city-states would surely have been a better target. No, they have some other agenda. One encompassing the recent abductions, perhaps. It is not impossible that the Tolophoroi redirected some of the troops stationed at the tower to the front line. If so, this may all turn out to have been to Arenvald and Fordola's benefit. So the Tolophoroi have constructed buildings capable of tempering, and primals which are not. What secrets are they hiding? Given what we know, some, or perhaps even all, of the Imperial soldiers may have been tempered. If we can subdue them, we should be able to do something about that, but they would still see us as enemies even then. That said, they wouldn't be deaf to reason, which is better than nothing. Okay. Greetings, we've been expecting you. But say the word, and we shall depart for Paglathan at once. Paglathan. Now accessible. Alright. We're gonna do it with the trust system. Let's see. Oh, no Estinian? Okay. So yeah, I guess it'll be Alphino, Alizé, and Thancred then. I'm gonna take a break, and then get some more water, get some chips to snack on because I'm a little peckish, and then I'll come back, take a big sippy, and then we'll continue. We'll do this dungeon. See ya in just a mo.
hopeless till you came around, came around. All this time, you're the only reason I'm not chasing highs.
And we back. All right, let me take a big sippy for you. There you go. Nice big sippy. All right. Let's register for duty. It'll be the first time I'm gonna be like playing this. Damn it. Into this. Ugh. All right. Paglathan. Thank God you can do this with NPCs, because I'm probably going to be very bad and fucking up my rotation a lot. Whoa! When ready, let's not dally any longer. We must have faith in our involvement for Dola. Right? See if I can figure this shit out. Why am I targeting? I need to edit my filters to enemies only. Filter. Target filter set. While weapon is drawn, all enemies, arrow enemies. Should target enemies. This familiar, like I know the melody, but I can't quite place where it would be from. Gun wizard. I am a gun wizard.
Help is here. This way, allies, comrades, friends.
This music is sick. Auto running. Slowly getting used to the gamepad control. Nice. Get this fuck cannon. Oh, we got a big cat. Got a big fucking cat here. The Gathering Ring. Whoop! Spread.
Keep your guard up.
Let's give them a go!
Sash of Casting. Okay, so nothing I can wear.
What took you so long?
Set the Azure Dragoon.
Malta in trouble. Let's split up.
Around. What are you meowing for?
This doesn't want smooth. Lucio. Rook blue. Ring of Casting. Another thing I can't wear. I cast gun.
Oh, no, you don't.
Oh shit, really? Damn! Get him! Oh. I feel like y'all aren't using hydrate because you're being nice and you don't want me to break my concentration. us your aid, and let us cross this accursed war machine. Okay. Ah, interesting boss. Just gonna be dodging the whole time. That was a cool fight. Arm guards of scouting. I need aiming gear. Whoa, that fucking background though. fucking background is sick as fuck. This is a cool dungeon. Look at that shit. Graphics. Hobbit. Oh. Wrong hotbar. Oh shit. Is that Lunar Bahamut? Tancred's taking his sweet ass time trying to aggro these. Jesus. Nice. Get his ass! This is sick. It's not Bahamut, just a poor imitation. Quick tongue material 7. I also adore how this area looks. It's very good. Attack him, Thancred. Jesus. In the song. Nails, just like Ifrit.
Keep your guard up.
Idiots. Oh, fuck. Of course. Of course he launched it right when I decide I'm gonna fucking use my ability. Woo! Ooh, I fucked that one up. Maybe not. Didn't fuck it up. Oh! Thrill Seeker 1. Trophy earned. Thrill Seeker 2. Assume this is for completing dungeons or bosses, maybe. Nice. Lots of tombstones. Reaches of casting. All casting gear. What the fuck? Our allies have steered well clear of the tower for good reason. Those kobolds certainly know how to handle something themselves. Hear you say that again? I need to... Alright. Hopefully Tiamat's wounds are not too severe. Our efforts may have... This is the last we've seen of Bahamut. Malja will not soon forget today's question. Okay. Alright, let's see the aftermath of this shit. Some shit's probably gonna go down. Some cutscenes are gonna play in sequence.
Antal an in Aisdo. Antal afa snalask I ash an dran mira
This music makes me emotional. It's heaven's word music.
Noble warriors, the dragons chose their friends well.
That's clearly Raban. That's Raban's voice actor.
Long have our peoples waged war, but no more. Your fallen lie beside our own. By our words and deeds shall we honor their sacrifice.
Shamed. You would make peace with Ul'Dothan? We would be proud to call you our allies. Then let us put that. Say we would be proud to call you our ally.
The enemy of our enemy is our friend. And you have proven yourselves worthy of our trust. It is the Garleans who are deserving of our fury. I shall see that my brethren learn the truth of this day, and rally as many as possible to the cause, till we meet again.
And thus did we make allies of the Amalja.
It would certainly seem that way. The Sultana will be pleased. Let's go and give her the good news, shall we?
I'm thinking McDonald's tonight, sometime earlier inside the Palladian Tower. Meanwhile, in the Legion of Doom... Uh-oh. Oh. Oh.
What in Ralga's name happened here?
The gods only know. But you can bet these poor sods aren't here by choice.
Quickly! We've got to get them free!
Get back!
No! What have I done?
It's too late for them. We're leaving, now.
Whoa, what the fuck? This is gonna summon... Oh, it's gonna summon like Lunar Ifrit or something. Oh, fuck!
No! No! Don't you dare! We came together and we're leaving together!
Cliffhanger. Alright. That a day is won, thanks in no small part to thy valor. The Telophoroi are far from defeated. Yet be that as it may, 'tis only right that we rejoice in Lunar Bahamut's banishment unto the ether. It will take more than a single victory to wash away all the bad blood between Min and Amalja, but one has to start somewhere. Tiamat did all she promised and more this day, but I doubt she will be satisfied. Nay, she will fight on in defense of her children wheresoever they may be. To see the Amalja fighting alongside us brought to mind the Zun of the Crystarium. I pray that our peoples can forge bonds as strong as those of our counterparts in the First. From what I could tell, there didn't seem to be many Imperials in the vicinity of the tower. Hopefully Ehrenwald will have used this opportunity to get in and out undetected. Anybody else? No. Well, it would be too much to hope that we have seen the last of Fandaniel. We have dealt his schemes a telling blow this day, and that alone is cause to celebrate. And celebrate I will, when we have received word of Ehrenwald's safe return. We got, we'll do crit. You may now enter Begathan with a party of NPC avatars. To make use of this feature, open the Trust interface located under Duty in the main menu. Alphino is minded to share his account of the events that unfolded in with the Sultana. Standing around here worrying is not going to help matters. Come, we must discuss the day's events with Pippin and her grace. Brave Scions! Would that I could treat you to a hero's welcome, but I bear urgent news from the frontistery. Your Grace, whatever is the matter? As our troops withdrew from they came upon the 2 scouts sent to the nearby tower. I have yet to hear a full account, but it seems that one of them, your friend, I believe, had been wounded and was being dragged away by the other. Oh no. I must go. Forgive me, Your Grace. Can you tell us aught of Ehrenwald's condition, Your Grace, the wounded scout? Not save that it is grave. The Kyurgens tend to him even as we speak. The infirmary must be inundated with the wounded. If all of us go, we'll only get underfoot. Kitten, Estinian, would you mind going after Alphino? He may need some support from someone other than me. Yeah. Aye. Very well. Thank you. The rest of us will see that the relevant people know what took place in Pagathon. Come on, then. Alchemist skill. Okay. I wonder where the next cutscene is. Please, tell me something, anything! What else here? Cordola. Instead of standing there gawping, why don't you tell your friend to stop whining like an underfed dog? People are fighting for their lives in there. Another one come to see the lad in silver armor. Master Demio is attending to him as we speak. If you would be so kind as to wait. What did Master Demio say? Tell me his exact words. Enough, Alphino. This isn't helping. But you're right. Forgive me. When we said our farewells to Ehrenwald, I was afraid that something like this might happen. But now that it has, all we can do is wait.
Fordola, have you been waiting here all this time?
We have done what we can. The rest is up to him.
May we see him?
I do not think that wise. You must let him sleep.
Thank you for bringing him back. He owes you his life. I just wish I had been there. Perhaps, I don't know, perhaps I could have...
Could have what? Got tempered? Don't flatter yourself. You can't save everyone. No one can. Not even the warrior of bloody light.
True.
People die all the time, for no good reason. And those who take up the sword die quicker.
The sword.
than most.
Take me
If
back
you're
to
going
my
shed a
cell.
tear every time a soldier falls on the battlefield, you'd best stay away. It's no place for the weak of heart.
It may be that victory cannot be won without cost. But all life is precious, and I refuse to shrug at its loss.
life is precious. Oh, you need to grow up, little man. Before your sparkling ideals get everyone killed.
War is hell.
You're right. He is idealistic. But the world has more than its fair share of realists, like you and me. It's people like him who dare to dream that things could be better and make it happen against all the odds. They are the ones whose names live on forever. The heroes.
The battlefield's littered with would-be heroes. At this rate, you lot'll be next. And what'll become of your precious dreams then? They'll be gone. Like dust on the wind.
Dreams worth fighting for don't die so easily.
Justinian over here? That woman, she plays at scorn, but her eyes are filled with sorrow. Sorrow deep enough to drown in. Alright, Alphino. Let's perk you up a little bit. Go get you some bitches. I know. There is nothing more I can do here. Come, let us rejoin the others. Her Grace invites the Scions of the Seventh Dawn to join her in the Fragrant Chamber. Your comrades have already arrived. The three of you be joining them? We will.
Your Grace, pray forgive us our lateness.
Think not of that. I understand a close comrade of yours was wounded in the line of duty. Arenvold. It was at the Alliance's behest that he risked all, and we are grieved to hear of his condition. Rest assured, he will receive the finest care our chirurgeons can provide. On that you have my word. Now, we would share with you the findings of the mission. Pippin, pray relate to our guests the details of Fordola's account.
Pippin. We see there was a big old tower, there was a module in the wall, the Ifrit came out, but it didn't look like Ifrit, it was like a reskin of Ifrit, kind of like a palette swap.
First Bahamut, now Ifrit. Or Lunar Ifrit, as Fan Daniel would doubtless have it.
'Tis now all but certain that the towers were conceived to facilitate the summoning of primals by those imprisoned within. Less certain is the means by which the Telophoroi constrain the wills of said entities to enact their designs in defiance of the pleas of their victims.
Mayhap they do not. If mere proximity to the towers is enough to make loyal servants of the Empire's mortal enemies, it stands to reason that the same is true for those held captive. They invoke their gods for the good of Garlemald, and in their disturbed state of mind, summon a primal whose form reflects their own alteration.
it all begins to make sense. Upon closer inspection, I realized that the towers bear a striking resemblance to a much larger structure which Urianger and I observed from afar during our visit to the Imperial capital. Assuming it too is capable of tempering those in its immediate vicinity, it would go some way to explain the swiftness with which the Telophoroi managed to rally so many Imperials to their cause.
While the situation in Garlemald is indeed troubling, I fear we have more immediate concerns. Ifrit was not the only primal summoned. At approximately the same time, observers at several other towers bore witness to the emergence of further such entities. For a blessing, none appear to wield aught approaching the destructive power of Bahamut, and the Grand Companies are moving to deal with the threat even as we speak.
Grand Companies, Your Grace. Eyes?
Though we are aware that the task will not be easy, we would call upon the Scions only as a last resort. Pray, conserve your strength for now. After all, it was not so very long ago
That ain't gonna
that
end
you
well.
rid us of Bahamut. On which note, I am pleased to report that our talks with the Amalja have reached an agreeable conclusion. They have pledged their full support to our cause. It is our hope that this historic agreement will encourage other tribes to join us at the negotiating table. And I know that I speak for all of the Allied leaders when I say that we will welcome them with open arms at such time as they do. Of course, this was only made possible by the feats of heroism performed at Pagalthan.
Pagalthan.
Moreover, we shall not allow the sacrifices of those fallen in battle to have been made in vain. As hope leads to victory, shall victory lead to a new dawn for Eorzea.
May these words ever be our guide, Your Grace.
Now, if you will forgive me, I must consult with the Syndicate on the matter of our new allies' integration. Till next we meet, my friends, I bid you safe travels and blessed respite.
Won our first battle against the Telophoroi and made significant discoveries to boot, war has scarcely begun. We must steel ourselves for what lies ahead. Even without the threat of tempering to contend with, the Grand Companies have quite a task on their hands. Regardless of Her Grace's protestations to the contrary, it may be best to dispatch a few of our own to assist in the endeavor. Remind me to mention it to Tataru, would you? Secrets of the towers thus laid bare, our duty to prevent further abductions taketh on new import. Fail in this, and our enemy shall punish our negligence with a plague of primal. Alphino knows only too well that sacrifices are an unavoidable part of conflict. Knowing something does not change how one feels about it. You yourself have shared adventures with Arnvald, have you not? Then I shall say no more. There is no reason to linger. I will take my leave. Amidst this great push for peace with the beast tribes, we would do well to remember that old prejudices yet remain. It is a delicate political dance, and I do not envy the Sultana her task, nor any alliance leader. Talked to Alphino already? Though we have won our first battle against the Telophoroi, we made significant discoveries to boot. The war scarcely behind him, must still ourselves left. Right then. Unless anyone has any objections, I think it's about time we return to the Rising Stones. Yeah? That includes you, Alphino. Arnvald is in good hands here. Of course. Would doubtless mock me for pacing about the infirmary. Let us retire then, that we might regain our strength and readiness for the coming challenges. If all are in agreement, then, I shall let Kryl know to expect us. A hot bath and a hearty meal shouldn't be beyond arranging with the time available. It will be good to be home. I have some thinking to do. What would that be, Alphino? Yes, I'll try asking him. And thank you. I shall look forward to it. Our comrades eagerly await our return, and Kryl in particular has a few matters she is keen to discuss, one of which concerns you, Estinian, believe it or not. You will join us, won't you? Fine. Really? I thought you said you were avoiding that Baldesian woman. If I refused, she would only pursue me. Let's get this over with, shall we? Okay. All right.
Welcome back. I expect you must all be exhausted. Ere you take your rest, however, I would beg a moment of your time. Thanks to Arnvald's selfless efforts, we may now be confident that we understand the function of the towers. But many questions remain regarding the reason for the summonings, and what lurks behind the looming edifice in Garlemald. Until such questions are answered, we will struggle to devise an effective strategy for thwarting the Telophori's stated aim. Nothing less than the destruction of this star. And so, given the gravity of the situation, I move that we petition the aid of Sharlayan.
Makes sense.
'Tis possible the ancient knowledge preserved within our archives may hide a clue to our enemy's methods. But given Sharlayan's established policy of non-intervention, our former colleagues are not like to aid us in its discovery.
Oh, I well remember what they're like. The Forum's barefaced refusal to assist you in the days prior to the calamity must rank as Sharlayan's most shameful act since the Exodus. But were the final days to be reenacted, it would spell doom for us all. Surely even they cannot turn a blind eye to that. I trust we are all of the same mind on this matter. Urgent as it seemed, I took the liberty of petitioning the Alliance for leave to act as Eorzea's emissary, and have since received their blessing.
I presume your role as a student of Baldesian will carry some weight with the Forum?
One can but hope. If truth be told, our organization has been a shadow of its former self ever since the disappearance of the Isle of Val. But the name does still retain some degree of prestige. I only pray it will be enough. If there are no objections, I shall depart for Sharlayan at once. But before I do, I should also mention the other matter to which I would devote some time during my stay. After hearing what transpired in the first, I began to question the true nature of Hydaelyn's blessing. A topic I have discussed at some length with Y'shtola.
We were wondering, when was the last time Hydaelyn spoke to you directly?
Or a in the trying to remember. Near the end of the Dragonsong War.
When you regained her blessing, was it not? But never since. Not in all your time in the first, when you faced the Unsundered, the very heart of Zodiark.
History shows us that Hydaelyn is able to awaken the echo in her chosen, convey her will directly, and grant the blessing of light. To our knowledge, however, she has not sought to intervene in man's affairs for some considerable time.
Might not the explanation for that lie with her choice of champion? Mayhap she is content to trust in his judgment.
Mayhap she is. But following my initial discussion with Kryl, I made inquiries of my own, and as far as I am able to tell, Hydaelyn has not made her will known to anyone.
During my time in the First, the Oracle of Light spoke to me through Reen. But that was not the will of Hydaelyn. It was Minfilia herself.
Indeed. And while she and Hydaelyn were inextricably linked, Minfilia yet acted of her own volition. A messenger, yes, but one who spoke with her own voice.
I wonder, could Hydaelyn's silence suggest the presence of some disruptive force, perhaps? Some obstacle to communication? While I share Urianger's high opinion of your conduct, I see no reason why she would deny you her guidance altogether. Then again, who am I to say? The fact is, we simply don't know. But if the explanation is to be found anywhere, I can think of worse places to look than the archives of Sharlayan, and their research on the Ethereal Sea in particular. Resolved though I am to go, believe me when I say that I take no pleasure in the thought of leaving you a member short. Now, of all times. Estinian, we stand on the eve of a struggle that will decide the fate of this star. One in which we Scions may play a telling part, yet we are but few in number. And so I must ask you again, will you join us?
You see the world the way you want it to be. I see the world the way it is. You are idealistic to a fault. But I know you would never turn your back on those in need. Never close your eyes to their suffering. And somehow, your deeds lend truth to your words, giving the lie to my doubts in so doing. I have seen others draw strength from your belief. In Ishgard, in Alamigo. You inspired them to stand up and fight. To win, no less. And even when you lost those you held dear, you carried their spirit with you and made their memory your guiding light. The burden of so many hopes and dreams would be too heavy for most to bear. But you bear it willingly, as you have shown me. Some dreams are too important to let go. If you have need of my strength, it's yours. After all you've done, how could I refuse?
Thank you, Estinian. Whatever challenges await us, I shall not falter. You have my word.
And now, I may bid you farewell. Safe in the knowledge that all is as it should be. In this little corner of the world, at least.
You will be sorely missed. Tread warily in Sharlayan, and do try not to let the Forum embroil you in their politics. A forlorn hope, I know, given the individuals involved.
I shall do my very best. Farewell.
No nod. Expecting my character to nod there. Meanwhile, in the Imperial Palace. Well.
Well, does this one meet with your approval? Apparently not. Or could it be that you're still upset about the dragons?
You are unwise to remind me of so costly a failure. It will not affect our plans, I trust.
Oh, hardly at all. Though, admittedly, the chances of us being able to procure any more Mericidian dragons are rather slimmer following Tiamat's reappearance. Oh, but the seeds have been sown, my lord. We have only to wait for them to quicken. Speaking of preparations, is it safe to assume that you will be ready to control you-know-what?
The hour draws nigh. This nation, forged for Ascian ends, will finally prove its worth.
A mighty empire, now no more than an instrument of this star's destruction. What a pleasure it will be to put it to use. Which brings me back to our earlier topic. My lord, while I appreciate that it is not an easy decision, it really is past time you chose your weapon.
There is one that I have been meaning to test.
Well, well, not quite what I was expecting, though I will say, it does seem rather apt.
Oh, come on. Got teased like that. Amidst all the fighting, it's easy to forget what we've achieved, isn't it? I mean, we cured Tiamat. Tiamat, for heaven's sake. You will tell me if I become insufferably smug, won't you? Because the way things are going, it feels like a definite possibility. If I'm to pursue this course, I must be prepared for the hardships that lie ahead. The sudden appearance of the towers will surely not have escaped the Forum's notice. I would like to think they would be receptive to Kryle's request for cooperation in investigating the matter, but unfortunately their reputation would suggest otherwise. If you've need of my lance, I'll be ready. If not, I'll be reserving my strength in preparation for the next battle. But since you're here... Whoa, you can walk while talking to me? The Scions are in close contact with the East Aldernard Trading Company of Kugana, yes? I was wondering if they could place an order for some sun-dried squid. I didn't seem to be able to find it in these parts. Though we know not the full extent of the Telophoroi schemes, preventing further abductions must take precedence above all else, for therein lieth the key to depriving our enemy of its most potent weapon. It strikes me as odd that, rather than marching on one of the city-states, the Telophoroi have so far made only sporadic attacks. I doubt they'd go to the trouble of putting up all those towers if that was all they had in store for us. None can deny that Hydaelyn's blessing has been a great boon to our cause, but much remains unknown with regard to her true intentions. Given everything we have learned from our encounters with the Ascians, we must keep our minds open to any and all possibilities. Well, it looks like I'm going to have a few busy moons, not that they ever seem to be anything but. Thancred's got me dispatching troops to every corner of the realm, which is not to say I don't trust the Alliance, because I do. But when it comes to putting down primals, nobody does it better than us. Well, than you lot, more accurately. You won't catch me trading blows with a primal in the near future, but for every fell fiend you vanquish, there's countless meals to arrange, baths to fill, sheets to wash, stores to replenish, and the list goes on. Which is where I come in. And gladly, mind you. It's the least I can do to support the Scions who risk life and limb, like poor Arenvald. I wish there was something we could do for him, but we'll just have to settle for saying the odd prayer and keeping a roof over our heads. It wouldn't do to have him come back to a complete shambles, now would it? But that's enough of my rambling. Off you go and get some rest. If there are any developments, I promise you'll be the first to know. Oh, okay. Not for naught. And that's patch 5.5. About 3.5 hours worth of story. Pretty good for a half patch, which this was a half patch. The next patch will be here in a month, I think. May. I'm pretty sure it was May. But yeah, I like that a lot. Not too many overarching plot developments. Like the one big one was just that they're using the towers to summon more lunar primals. But to what end, I wonder? I suppose we'll have to wait until Final Fantasy XIV Online patch 5.5. Either way. There's still some more content to do for this patch. There's the last part of the Nier Automata raid. There is a new trial with the diamond weapon to do. Though considering the time, I think I might end the stream a little bit early. Let's go ahead and it's here. It's chatting. Vampire. Handy dandy docket. Kitten Clinic unofficial stream docket. And let's mark off Final Fantasy 14 5.5. Move that from the list. In fact, we'll create a new called Completed. All right, so coming up later this week on Thursday, we'll I think we're gonna start. What can we start? Why not? We'll start Spider-Man. We'll start Spider-Man / Miles Morales for Thursday. And then finishing Resident Evil 4 on Saturday, and then back again on Tuesday for a regular Tuesday stream, which will be more Wind Waker HD. Glad to be back at it. Had a long break there because of being busy with the Game Jam I participated in. If you wanted to check out the Game Jam, let me see if I can drop a link to it. The Bruised Egos Game Jam, hosted by Kyle Bosman. The HIO link. Our game came in late, so it was disqualified, but we still got to have it streamed, which was very cool. That's honestly all I really wanted. And the response to it was a lot more overwhelming than I thought it would be. That is to say, it was overwhelming at all. Yeah, people seem to really like it, and I'm really proud of what we were able to put together. There's a link to that as well. Throwdown in Little Heights is what are fun, dare I say, fun little turn-based RPG. But all right, thanks for coming out. This was fun. I don't really see much to differentiate the PS5 version of this game from the PS4 version or even the PC version yet. I guess the one cool thing was the vibrations. It worked pretty good. I like the haptic feedback in the new DualSense controller, and the load times. I did notice the load times were better than they tend to be. Though they allegedly fixed that or made that better on all platforms. So I wonder if I log in on PC later, if I'll notice it's better. But anyway, yeah, thanks again for coming out. I am going to wave to the camera, and then I'm going to play my outro and go offline. Have a good night.